Hi everybody, this is Carolyn from Nature's Edge Photography. I am doing this video today to kind of share with you a little bit about myself and how I got into photography and a little bit about the portfolio from Yellowstone. But I just kind of wanted to introduce myself, talk about how I got into photography and how this whole venture all started. And I want to thank my colleagues and some friends and clients that encouraged me to do this video. It's completely out of my comfort zone, but it's nice to finally kind of step out and introduce myself and say hello. So I'm here in Iowa. This is where I was born and raised. I grew up out by John Deere. My dad was an engineer at John Deere, and so when John Deere would shut down for 2 weeks, we would take off and go on some adventure, always hiking around. I have 2 sisters, and we had great vacations as kids, just traveling in this pickup truck with a topper and a porta potty, and always up to some campground doing something, and just the best memories. And I hope to instill memories like that in my boys. So I think that's where my passion for traveling came from, and adventure and just enjoying the outdoors. When I was young, I started oil painting. I started oil painting in the 7th grade, and I love oil painting. I love art. I like to have a creative outlet. So when I had children, it's kind of hard to oil paint. There's a lot of chemicals and you need proper ventilation, you need time. And so I decided I wanted to kind of switch it up and find a new creative outlet. I bought a really nice camera, started taking pictures of what I loved, which is my kids. And I took pictures of my kids, my friends' kids, and relatives, and wanted kind of more of, I love taking pictures of people, but really wanted to get back into more of that artistic mode of my painting. A lot of times is impressionistic in nature and landscape. So I started taking pictures at our family farm and doing more landscapes and working on editing. And it just kind of has evolved over the last 13 years. So we have been taking our kids on national park trips since they were little and hiking since they were little. And I would take pictures and the guys would be way up ahead of me and I would be running to catch up with them. And it just kind of collecting photos over the years and working on my skills and getting better at my skills of editing and framing a picture, kind of like an oil painting, how you set it up so it looks balanced. And so your photos got to look balanced, and it's all in kind of how you frame a picture. So it's hard kind of photographing with itty bitty kids, and my boys have gotten a lot older now, so it's easier. Last year, I'm in healthcare. I worked on a COVID unit in ICU, and it was probably some of the hardest times of my life, very difficult, and took this trip, solo trip out to Grand Teton National Park, and probably was the best thing I could have done for myself, and discovered that I can hike by myself and I'm fine, and really was able to get some great photos out of that trip. Went to Yellowstone recently, got some phenomenal photos of Yellowstone. I love Wyoming, the landscape there. It's beautiful. There's so many beautiful places in our country. The national parks are just amazing. Not just even national parks, state parks, just beautiful, beautiful, just enjoying nature and just taking it in. So my photography, what I try to come at with it is more of a, when I edit, a lot of times when you take a picture, it doesn't look like how you remember it. It's a little more dull. And also our feelings at the time goes into how we feel about that picture. So I try to enhance the pictures a little bit, but not over enhance them where it looks fake. But you want to enhance them some because the camera never does justice for what you're seeing. So I try to like bring to people what I see. Let's say they can't make it to the national parks, and so they can have, in a way, experience this. what it would be like to be there. And so for me, this is not about money. This is not about a business as much as sharing something that I love and just really taking in nature and enjoying it and just the beauty that we have around us. So I hope that you've enjoyed my pictures on social media, and I appreciate all those who have supported me. And I'm going to shut the camera off, and I'm going to pull up the portfolio of Yellowstone and just kind of go over the pictures real quick. Just wanted to say hi and thank everyone for all your support. So this here is the Roosevelt Arch. I love this print. It was just a beautiful night. How the sun was hitting. It was just almost like a dream night, like dream-like state. The haze and the mountains and how the sun was hitting the arch. I enlarge these prints so that way when people order them that I can make sure there's no imperfections, and I want to correct those before I spend hundreds of dollars and ship someone a print. So the reason why I make these prints in large is to double check my digital editing and make sure there's no flaws that I'm missing. So I'm going to turn the page here. Again, one of my favorite spots in Yellowstone. The thermal features are just gorgeous. This is Fire Loop Road. Just a beautiful area. I mean, you can't go wrong when you go to Yellowstone or Grand Teton National Park. It's just a gorgeous place to be. This is in Mammoth on the terraces. I had not been to the Mammoth area since 2006. It's unbelievable. It's beautiful. You feel like kind of when you're up on the terraces, like you're on a different planet. And then it just takes you to another world. It's absolutely gorgeous. The colors are beautiful. Everything is just, it can change in a second with the sky and the light. It's just a gorgeous area. Highly recommend. You got to go to Mammoth if you go to Yellowstone. And the Grand Prismatic, of course. And this is the Fairy Falls Trail. Sorry, I got to move my puzzle here. That overlooks from up above. I highly recommend doing that if you're going to go look at Grand Prismatic. It's gorgeous. There was a lot of steam there, so I didn't get the photo that I necessarily wanted, but it's beautiful. I mean, you can't go wrong. This waterfall was in on the way to Lamar Valley. Just really pretty. I was happy with how it turned out. I did a blurred water effect. I didn't even have a tripod for this. But I love this print and how the water blurred and turned out. And Artist's Point at sunrise. I left real early in the dark, hiked up there, met another photographer, and just waited for the sun to rise, and the light was just gorgeous on the falls, and then I got the canyon behind it too. Really beautiful. I love shooting. I'm usually more of a sunset person than sunrise. I am a night owl more than I am a morning person, but you gotta shoot sunrises. They're gorgeous. And this is the sunset. This is my favorite picture from the Yellowstone trip. I just was soaking this in and sat there forever and just enjoyed every minute of that night. Just beautiful, absolutely gorgeous area. And this was kind of just surreal, this buffalo coming through the steam at me. Probably every photographer's dream, and he got closer and closer because I don't have a super long range lens, so I was able to get some really cool shots of him walking through the Norris area. Just love these prints. I already have people ordering these prints, and I got 4 prints that I'm working on for some people. Just love the Norris area. This is the top of the Mammoth Terraces. That kind of like a storm kind of came in for a little bit. It literally like sleeted for like 5 minutes and then stopped. And I just got these how the sun was hitting cool images. Again, this is Norris. And one reason, no one else is going to notice this, but the one reason why I do these enlargements, and no one can see, but see that those 2 dots right there? Those were edited out. After I saw those, I edited those out. Because you do hours and hours of editing, kind of cleaning up the picture, taking the noise out of the picture, enhancing it, and you miss things. So when you do big prints like this, you're able to kind of correct those little tiny things that you might have missed. Love this one too. This was literally, I was driving by, saw this buffalo, pulled over, stayed behind my car door. I snapped this picture in probably not even 2 minutes and drove down Hayden Valley further. So just was able to, I don't know if the light's kind of hitting that funny, was able to get this shot and really love it. This tree, I love this tree in Mammoth. Loved photographing it. That night was just gorgeous. I love how the light changes, how it looks. Lighting is kind of everything when it comes to photography. And here's the other side of that canyon at Artist Point and that sun coming up over it. It was just so beautiful. This is outside of Mammoth. I believe this is Electric Peak. I think that is the highest peak in Yellowstone, and if you're from there, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not sure. But beautiful day, blue skies. I was lucky to be there before they had the smoke, so the skies were really clear. Just gorgeous. Snap this. And I love kind of the artisticness of this picture here. Sorry about the lights. I just like how it's set up and how you can really read the sign. I think it's really cool. So, and then the famous post office one. This just got shipped to the Mammoth post office. This particular picture, I think, took me 3 hours to edit. There was right here a blue mailbox. And what I did was I took pieces of this picture and essentially created what it would have looked like behind that mailbox. And so it was almost like painting. So I literally took snippets of the picture to create and edit out the blue mailbox, and then just kind of cleaned it up. It was a pretty morning. I got the sun coming around the corner of the building. I took all the signs out. There in the windows here, there was signs and a sign on the door. Just kind of made it clean and smooth. And I'm really excited that they're gonna be displaying that in the post office. It just makes me happy. Love Mammoth, by the way. You got to check out Mammoth when you go to Yellowstone. This is the Yellowstone Lake. Oh, just beautiful and serene place. Sorry about these lights. Just really gorgeous. I know this is not doing any justice here with the sheets and the plastic, but beautiful area. Again, Mammoth. I had a lot of pictures of Mammoth because I would kind of hike up the steps. I was going crazy in a car all day, and I like to move, so I would run up the steps at night and sit there till it kind of got dark. Again, Artist Point in the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, and the Electric Peak, and my famous tree that I love so much. Love the tree pictures are some of my favorites, along with the buffalo. There is the Mammoth Terraces. I will not forget that night and how the sun was hitting them. It was just beautiful. Really pretty area. There's Norris. Again, I love the Norris Basin area. Again, the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. And the color print of the buffalo. Got a lot of the Yellowstone Lake. So I didn't enlarge all of them, just kind of ones I particularly liked and wanted to make sure they were edited okay. This is the arch with that little girl. Her family is actually right up on a sidewalk up above there, and I really wish I would have gotten their names and I could have sent them a print of this for them. It was a cool picture. She was just having a blast playing by herself down by the arch, and it was just kind of fun to watch. It was just really, really, I think that was probably my favorite night of the whole trip, and just relaxing. the Mammoth Terraces, and Grand Prismatic. Just the Grand Prismatic is just so cool. I love it there. There was a lot of steam when I was trying to photograph it. When I go back in September, I'm taking my oldest son, Christopher. I'm going to try to photograph it again and hopefully get it with less steam. And then I have some of the lighthouse prints from our trip to Michigan in the back here because I had some people want prints of that, so I just made sure they were clean and looking good before I ordered the enlarged prints. So I thank all of you so much for all your support, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening. Thanks so much.